good evening, BIPM Connection Groups. This is Lady Pam. I'm just coming to you with your connection discussion for next week. As we know, we've been talking about Jairus and also the lady with the issue of blood. On this morning, what God gave to me concerning Mark, the 5th chapter, starting at verse 23, was that in the beginning there was a lady that had an issue. We call it in the Word of God an issue of blood that she had been dealing with for 12 long years. And she decided that if I can just touch the hem of God's garment, I will be made whole. So what she did was she pressed her way in order to get her deliverance. She pressed her way to make sure that her impossible situation became possible. She wasn't supposed to be there. She was considered unclean. She was considered an outcast. But once she touched the hem of God's garment, she became a daughter. She was no longer an outcast. She no longer had that issue, and she was a brand new person. Then we hear about Jairus' daughter. When Jesus arrived, he was asked by Jairus to come into his house and to pray for his daughter because she was ill. Well, Jesus' attention was turned to the woman with the issue of blood, and he didn't go right away to see Jairus' daughter. But while he was dealing with the woman with the issue of blood, the servant came and said, "No need to trouble the teacher any longer because your daughter is dead." Can you imagine waiting for Jesus to deliver something, or waiting for Jesus to get you out of something, or to heal your body, or even to come and touch your children, and you get a message that it's too late, that your child is already dead? No need to go to the hospital. It's too late. They're already gone. But you know what? Jesus was not deterred by the fact that that servant said that the daughter was dead. Now his attention was turned to go into Jairus' house in order to give that child life. So when he got there, a strange thing was going on. There was mourners and people crying and people grieving over the fact that the daughter was now dead. During that time, they had what they call in the Word of God back then professional mourners. They were there to keep the attention on the people that were grieving death. They weren't there to give life. They weren't there to pray for life. They were there to keep the grieving going, the grieving process going. And they were getting paid. When Jesus got there, he told all of them, "It's time for you to leave. Clear the house. Unbelief is not wanted or needed here." He only took 3 of his disciples, the young girl's mother and father. He told the father, "The only thing I'm asking you to do is don't fear and believe." That's the same thing God is telling us on today. Don't fear. All we have to do is believe what the word says, and it will happen. Well, as it happens, Jesus just told the young girl to arise, get up. The young girl, she arose, 12 years old, no longer dead, but now she had a new life. Jesus told her, get up. And today, God is telling us to get up. The things that were dead, that the enemy told you were dead, with God, they can come alive. So if you're in a situation where you feel like my situation is dead, I will never be able to do what God has called me to do, get up. Don't be afraid. Just believe. Have a great discussion. You guys already know Lady Pam thinks out of the box. Let God guide you, let God lead you. There is no wrong answer, but I hope that when you end your discussion, that you will know that God can make the impossible possible. God bless.